The episode starts off with Galadriel taking a leisurely swim in the ocean. At night, alone. Cut to main girl number 2 and her friend, looking at a nearly naked old man laying in a hole in the ground. She falls into the hole and decides to poke the man. He wakes up, then goes back to sleep. Next, the two Harfoot girls push the naked old stranger up a hill, Weekend at Bernie style. They build him a Harfoot hobo shelter and let him sleep it off. Cut to White Lady and Elf Guy number 2. They explore the destroyed village and find a hole dug in some lady's floor. Elf Guy number 2 goes down the dark hole, while the White Lady goes home because, oh yeah, she has an unsupervised kid at home, playing with evil knives. Cut to Elf Guy number 1 talking to Celebrimbrini. They're talking about building a powerful forge and the workforce they need to complete it. Cut to the same elf guys, now walking down the block to their dwarf neighbors, just a few houses down. Elf Guy number 1 gets rejected at the door, so he invokes the right of Sigyn Tarag, and they let him in, but they make Celebrimbozo wait outside like an idiot. They walk Elf Guy number 1 through Dwarf Mountain and into their fight club. They're ready to start. Clearly, it's a big deal. First person to stop breaking rocks loses. If Elf Guy number 1 loses,
he will be banished from all Dwarven lands. Forever!
It's smashing time. Cut to main girl number 2 and the old hobo. She teaches him sign language. She gives him some food and then licks her dirty Harfoot fingers. Then he licks his gross hobo fingers. It's a finger-licking party, and we were invited to watch. Cut to Harfoot Village, where main girl number 2's dad is trying to put up a tent and hurts his dirty, dumb Harfoot ankle. Silly Harfoot. Cut to Galadriel practicing her freestyle in the middle of the ocean, when all of a sudden, she conveniently comes across a raft with survivors. They pull her on board and instantly get attacked by a sea worm. And the first thing they do is push Galadriel back in the ocean. I like these people. She starts swimming away. White male unhooks his raft from everyone else. They get eaten, and he lets Galadriel on his raft. Cut back to smashing time. After smashing with the dwarf all day, Elf Guy number 1 decides to lose on purpose. Because he lost, he has to leave. Forever. So the dwarf escorts him out, and we find out that the dwarf is pissed with Elf Guy because he missed his wedding, the birth of his 2 kids, and has been an absent friend for 20 years. Elf Guy apologizes and meets his wife and kids. And everything's good. Problem solved. That was easy. Cut to Galadriel, scowling at the white male on the raft. They go at it, back and forth, until a storm comes. Cut to White Lady, warning her village that the one right next door was destroyed, but they don't believe her. Cut to White Lady's kid. He thinks he hears a mouse, so he breaks open the floorboards and sees an orc. Cut to elf number 2, crawling in a small dark tunnel. He gets chased by something, then grabbed by it. Cut to White Lady, finally going home to check on her kid. Her kid is hiding behind a super small door. He tells her to go get help, and she hides in a closet. An orc pops out of their floor hole, and a terrible fight scene ensues. The orc is apparently super strong, but really dumb, and doesn't like to fight back or protect itself or focus on more than one person at a time. She kills the orc and slams the head on a table in front of the townspeople. Now they respect her. Cut to Galadriel and White Male on their raft in the perfect storm. Galadriel gets struck by lightning and sinks to the bottom of the ocean. White Male swims down and rescues her. Now they're friends. Cut to main girl number 2 and the mystery hobo. She tells him that she's moving and he breaks open a lantern to show them a constellation. Then all the fireflies die. Whoopsie. Cut to Dwarf talking to Daddy Dwarf. Then they open the briefcase from Pulp Fiction. Cut to White Lady's kid, playing with fire and knives. His mom calls him, and they're off to some other place. Cut to Galadriel and White Male being rescued by Mystery Man number 2. End of episode.